Hi YouTube, it's EmmaBlueS10 here, and here I am with a Q&A video as promised. Now, I said I was going to do a help video that will be coming next after this, but I thought I'd get the Q&A out the way so it'd be sorted. So forgive me if I'm looking over at a specific corner of the screen. It's just I'm trying to read your guys' questions as well as concentrate on the camera, so I hope you guys do enjoy, okay? So here we go. First question is from Filthyboy1996. Not sure if you've answered this before, but do you like chromalies? And two, what is your view on the Harpies support cards coming out in the up-and-coming boosters? Chromalies, I have to admit, are interesting because they really do remind me of Inagi's deck from the 5Ds where he uses the Crystal Skull and all that, so it looks really interesting to say the least. But I haven't really kept up to date with what actually has been coming out in the packs and everything. So I can't give you an exact opinion, but I think they look, from the first off, they look really cool, and I really like them. And the Harpy support cards, as I said in my collab video on thoughts and themes and everything, with the decks and everything, it's interesting to see that Harpies are getting a big support, at least at the moment. They look really good, but I think people are getting a little bit overhyped about them. I think the deck will become a bit more better, but I could be proven wrong on this, but I doubt it would actually reach tier 1, as a lot of people have been saying. Right, next question number 2 is from Joe Lusagnet. I hope I pronounced that right. What do you think of number 107 Galaxy Eyes Taxion Dragon? And would you use it in your Blue Eyes deck? Now, I've looked at that card and I like it, and it only requires 2 level 8 monsters to summon it. It's basically the Galaxy Eyes version of a Shining Dragon, so I like it. Even though the effect's not 100% confirmed yet, I want it, and I definitely would run it in my Blue Eyes deck when it does come out. But knowing Konami, they're going to boost that rarity up again, so it's going to be difficult to get, I'm guessing. Question number 3 is from Tim Holder. What new deck are you going to build besides the Blue Eyes? At the moment, I'm building Heretics, or the Hieroglyph Dragons, but I don't have any other decks I wish to build at the moment, because last time I tried building 3 or 4 different decks, and I just well, 1, I lost interest in them, and 2, I felt like I had too many, and that I was trying to spread my interest too wide. I'd rather go for decks that really capture my interest and have a lot of fun themes to them, and also have an archaeological theme behind them in a way. I mean, hieroglyphs, the Crystal Beasts, Roman era, you know, because I'm an archaeologist and everything, so yeah. Question number 4 is from Kalo Shade. What advice would you give to a retired duelist who wants to play on a casual level after missing a few sets? Right. I will answer this as best I can, okay? The first thing I would do is study up on what's out there in the meta at the moment. Now, you don't have to play meta or anything, but I would really study up as much as possible on what's hot in the meta, so that way you're aware of what decks are out there, what cards are being played as much as possible now. And that way, when it comes to building your decks for casual fun, you've got an idea of how these decks work if you do go out for casual play and you come across these kind of decks. Now, there's nothing wrong with playing it your style, playing it your way. Nothing wrong with doing the Yu-Gi-Oh! Your way, basically. There's nothing wrong with that, but I would definitely study up on what's hot out there, what's not hot out there, and everything. Some of the best places to go for are obviously the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki, because they always have updates and deck ideas and everything going on there. Another good place is the tcgplayer.com. That's quite good for finding out what decks have been topping, and also it gives general advice about how to make decks better and everything, but study up on that and then just go from there, and then just keep yourself up to date by just checking the websites for new sets and everything, because every once in a while a new set will probably have a couple of cards that you want and you need to get for your deck to make it better. So I think that's probably the best advice I could give you, is just study up on what you can, and once you've got your knowledge sorted, then just play the way you want to. It doesn't matter how you're doing it. Just play casual your way, basically. That's probably the best advice I can give you, and I hope that really helps. Okay, question number 5 is from Soria1705. There are already many Red Eyes Black Dragon cards, but what would you think of a fusion of 3 Red Eyes? Would it be a Red Eyes Ultimate Dragon, and what would its stats be? It's an interesting question. I highly doubt we'll ever see a Red Eyes Ultimate Dragon, to be honest with you. It'd be interesting, because it would be following the pattern of the Blue Eyes, but it'd probably have something like maybe 4,000 attack, and maybe, 3,000 defense or something. It would be a significant less attack than Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, to say the least. Also from Soria is, what new support would you think would be needed to bring back spirits and toon monsters? To be honest, it'd have to be quite a lot of support for it to even become popular again. I don't know what kind of support, to be honest with you, because I'm not familiar with the toons and spirits. I do know what they do and everything, but it would have to be really specific support, to say the least, to obviously get them back into interest in everything. Okay, question number 6 is from Toxin12. What are your thoughts about Cardfight Vanguard? I have to admit, I'm not keen on it. I've watched the anime, or some of the anime. I've tried watching the anime. I've tried to get into it because it looks interesting, but I just can't get into it. If something doesn't catch my interest, I won't get into it. It's the same, for example, I think another example of a classic anime that I suppose I could give is Bleach. I've tried watching Bleach because I've heard it's really good, really funny and all that. I've watched it several times trying to get into it, and I just can't get into it. It's just not my cup of tea, unfortunately. Question number 7 is from Bro Lawful 1. What do you think about the Noble Knights and Chaos number 39? I think it is. I'm really sorry about this, but I honestly I'm not entirely sure what you're actually talking about. As I said, I've been out of this game for quite a while, so I'm unsure of what they are. So I'll try and answer that as best I can in the next Q&A, okay? Question number 8 is from Darkretition84. I might have, if you could have any card from the anime, TCG, OCG to have and or use, what card would it be? That's interesting to say the least. I think it would have to be... This is really difficult. I think it would have to be Card of Demise, which is where you get to draw 5 cards and then you lose your hand 5 turns later. It's a very interesting card, to say the least. And I think it's a really awesome card, but it's just too much of a game breaker, I would say. I mean, drawing 5 cards and not having to pay a cost until 5 turns later. Yeah, you could easily win duels with that. I mean, Kaiba did it quite a few times. I'm pretty sure a lot of other people would do. Question number 9 is from Kane West 315. Would you ever run triple baby dragon? Interesting question, to say the least. No, not really. I did when I was younger, but that was when I was like 14, 15. Unless you're kind of trying to combine it with the rabbit variant deck or something, I don't know. But no, never. Question number 10 is from the Dark Star number 10. If you considered making a new deck, which one would it be and why? As I said with an earlier question, at the moment I have no interest in making new decks at all. Even looking at the new sets, well, actually, if there was, now that I think about it, if there was one deck I would try and maybe build, it might be a Galaxy Eyes version, to be honest, because they've pretty much got the whole set there. You've got the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, you've got the Neo Galaxy Eyes Dragon, which is basically a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon version, and then you've got the Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. So, maybe Galaxy Eyes themed? I don't know yet. But it is an interest. I think that it has taken an interest, but I do not think that that's going to be for a long time. As I said, I've just got my Blue Eyes, the Rainbow Era deck, and the Hieroglyph deck, and that's all I've got for the moment. Okay, question number 11 is from the Underground members. When you're older, do you think you'll ever pass on your Blue Eyes White Dragon cards to someone else, like a family member or a friend or someone close to you? That is actually quite an interesting question, to say the least. To be honest, maybe. I don't think so. In all honesty, I've always joked when I was younger, like if I die, I want my Blue Eyes deck buried with me and all that, because it meant so much to me. But I don't know. I don't think I would ever pass on a deck I've spent so much time and poured so much love in that onto somebody else who won't be able to, well, they could probably use it very effectively, but at the same time, because I'm the only one who actually built it, and I'm the one who actually knows how it's supposed to work, it would never reach its full potential in the hands of somebody else. I mean, the amount of times I've actually passed my deck over to somebody else to duel with, and they couldn't even figure out what to do with it half the time, is quite interesting. But if I was to choose one or two people that I would pass it on to if I did, it would either be my boyfriend Chris Anime Guy, because I know he would take care of it, and I love him dearly, or my little sister Amy, because even though she plays Red Eyes mostly, she likes the Blue Eyes as well. So she would probably be one of those two, depending on the situation and all that. So I hope that answers your question. Question number 12 is from Kasai Wolf 07. We all know your favourite dragon, your favourite synchro monster, but I've never said anything about my ritual or XYZ monsters. And part 2 is, do you have any cards that you like playing on an opponent that is there to just annoy them? Well, for the first question, is a very good one. What's your favourite ritual or XYZ monsters? Well, I really like the Dragon Overlord Heliopolis. I think that's a really cool XYZ. I really, really like it. But now Galaxy Tachyon Dragon has jumped up there as my favourite, besides that card, among the XYZs so far. I like Neo Galaxy as well. It's a cool card, but it's not as cool. I don't think it's just as cool as the Overlord and the Tachyon Dragon. For ritual, good question actually. I haven't actually had much experience with ritual besides Bloodluster Soldier and the Paladin of White Dragon, because that's what I used to use a long time ago. I don't know. To be really honest, I don't think I've got a favourite ritual, because I don't play them a lot, or haven't played them really. So, I mean, you could just say, I could jump up and just say straight off Paladin of White Dragon because it's a Blue Eyes card, but at the same time, it's pretty much the only ritual I've actually ever used, so I can't really say much about the ritual. There'll probably be an annotation somewhere saying what my ritual is once this video is probably done, but I don't know yet. For the cards that I know are the opponent, it's Light and Darkness Dragon, hands down. I love Light and Darkness Dragon. It really annoys the heck out of people when it comes out in the field, because obviously it locks down everything. There are cards that can loop around it, unfortunately, but once it comes out, everybody's like, oh, how am I going to get around that and everything, and it's like, well, you destroy it and there happens to be a bigger dragon in the graveyard, aka Blue Eyes. It is resurrected, so it's like it's basically a win-win scenario with a Light and Darkness Dragon, hence why I'm running 3 of them in my deck now, because I think it's an awesome card and it's brilliant for stopping the opponent and everything, basically. Right, last question is from Ajamane2287. With all the up-and-coming Yugi tubers, do you think it's time for you to make better videos? Now, I'm guessing you mean get better software to record my videos or something? I'm not entirely sure. I don't know, to be honest. I've only got 1,000 subscribers, and I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that. But I'm not like an avid Yugi tuber. I'm not like one who really focuses on Yugi tubing for the whole thing. I've got another life, remember. I've got work and I've got my boyfriend, I've got my family and everything. So I just make do with what I've got and what I'm comfortable with. And I think I'll be sticking at that for a very long time, to be honest. I'd rather do videos and record them and edit them in ways that I'm comfortable with and that I'm okay with, than trying something new and it makes a complete hash of everything, to be honest. I mean, if I can ever afford better software or a better computer, then I will consider it. But at the moment, I'm just sticking with what I know and what I'm comfortable with, and that's what I think any YouTuber should do, is stick with what you're comfortable with and stick with what you know you can do okay with. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Anyway, everybody, that is it for this Q&A video. I hope you enjoyed. Again, if you want to ask me any more questions, just post down in the comments below and I'll get to them as soon as I can with another Q&A video when I can. Until then, I hope you enjoyed. Take care, and we'll see you later. Bye!